Hello and welcome to my nature diaries. I'm going to be sharing with you today 7 beginner and simple tips to help you be more confident in drawing birds, especially in your nature journal. And there's a bonus tip at the end if you watch all the way through. And if anything does help encourage you in any way, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. And I hope it does help. So let's get started. Tip number 1 is find a reference book. Having a great reference book like this one, which I do highly recommend, helped me so much to progress in my drawing. Just looking at all the author's examples and illustrations, he just does a great job of breaking down the sketches of the birds, and he has all kinds of exercises and things that you can copy, and copying is a vital way of learning how to draw. Also, having a physical book is so nice for learning. I have watched many YouTube videos and they have helped me to draw, but I really have enjoyed having a book in which to look at. Tip number 2, use photos to practice drawing birds. Once you go through the book and get your confidence with the basic shapes and parts of a bird, it's really good then to go to photos, references, and here's an old calendar, and you can also use a field guide if you have one of those, and if you're not, the library has them, but you can use these to help, again, draw some more birds. When it comes to just practicing, you can draw birds from any image, even pictures that you took yourself or maybe a friend has given you to use, but use those for practice. Number 3, use copyright-free photo references. It's so important to make sure that the photos we do use are free to use. We have permission from the person that's taken the photos, because if we want to sell them, publish them online, or to use them for anything else, we really do want to have permission from the photographer. There are free online sources like Pixabay that you can use their photos for free, as well as Unsplash, and this will get you set up so there'll be no issues with your pictures or paintings. Number 4 is choose a simple bird to get started. When you're just getting started drawing birds, it can be very overwhelming when you see all the different kinds and you want to draw all of them or paint all of them around you. But I would highly suggest choosing birds that do not look like this, in the sense where they have all the markings and colorations. That can so be overwhelming and discouraging if you can't get them right, or you just want to give up. And they're beautiful, but they could be something that you do down the road. Instead, to get started, I'd choose a bird that's very simple like this, with the colors and markings that are very simplistic. And instead, I'd focus on something like the beautiful wings of this sooty tern, and just the angles and the beak. It gives you a chance to focus on that instead of always thinking about all these markings that can be overwhelming when we're first drawing a bird. So, of course, pick a bird that you have seen on your feeder or outside, but if you can try to pick something that is more simplistic, then you're really going to have a chance to focus on the body and every other part of that bird, and give you much more confidence when you go to draw them in your nature journal. Number 5, practice, practice, and practice. Once you do pick your bird, there's nothing like repetition and practice to help you really feel comfortable with how you're drawing your particular bird. I actually did this myself. I chose one bird for every month of the year, and these were local birds that I wanted to learn how to draw, and I just focused on only drawing them for a month. Doing this allowed me to really get to know that bird's body shape, the tail length, the beak, the crest, the feathers, and so on. But you don't have to do that. However, I just wanted to be able to recreate them even on my own if I were out somewhere drawing. Tip number 6, draw in pencil and then transfer to your journal. When you are just beginning and you don't want to draw directly into your journal, feel free to take an image that you've drawn for practice, or you can draw it in another piece of paper and find one that you like and transfer that image over into your journal. There's no problem with doing that, no matter what you might hear otherwise. I have done this many times myself, and again, it gives you that confidence that you can transfer an image over and you don't have to think about placement or eraser marks or anything like that. But just take a pencil, you can use a Prismacolor black pencil and just cross-hatch the back of the image, and then you're going to put it into your journal or the page that you want and then just trace over it. Just a basic light image that's going to put in your journal, but you're going to have a great place to get started. I still follow this tip time to time if I want to make sure I'm not going to mess up an image. Number 7, focus on the main features. What I'm talking about here is to really get in the main features of, in this case, a bird, and really focus on that, especially in nature journaling. We want to make sure, like I said previously, that we get the beak shape in, we get that correct, and the proportions correct, because all of those things really affect what the bird does, how its habits are, what it eats. And so it's really important to just focus on getting the shapes and the sizes right, I think. Once we're able to get those proportions in, then it's going to look like that bird, even if we don't like maybe other aspects of our drawing. But the main thing is that we get the main shape of the bird. Like this cardinal that I've chosen, I want to make sure that I get the crest right and I get all those little features that make it a cardinal in the first place. And doing this is going to make it much easier when we go to paint it and finish it up. Focusing in on those details is a great way to make a really awesome drawing. And the bonus tip is to paint in layers to show the values. Adding in layers to your painting or drawing, whether with graphite, colored pencils, watercolor pencils, adding the layers really can help with the values. And values, which is that contrast of light and dark, and the depth of color, the saturation, can help really bring a illustration or painting to life. So if we take our time by adding in the colors slowly, building on them, instead of just putting one dark, red, I wouldn't show any depth if I had just done it that way. So by adding oranges and yellows first, it's adding dimension. Also, feel free to use gouache, ink, watercolor pencils, regular colored pencils, ink, whatever it takes to bring that image to life and to make it look the way you want to in your own nature journal. Well, let me know if any of these tips might have helped you, or if you have a tip to help others when it comes to having confidence to draw birds. I mean, the main thing is just to get started. You'll love doing it, and it's going to really add so much fun to your nature journal as well. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I so appreciate you watching to the end. You are amazing and creative. Till next time, bye.